Hello, welcome back to the bottom. My name is Beast, and today we're back with more Clover Days here. Uh, quick note. I think I talked about this with Scott during a Scott co-host episode where I was invited to like a day of trial work somewhere because I applied there, and well, uh, after I was done with the trial work, he essentially was like, "Okay, let's end it here for the day. And you just go ask your current employer what your period of notice is for, you know, quitting the job." So I proceeded to ask. It was told to me that it was 4 weeks. I told it to I called the guy from where I was applying on Wednesday. What it was. Today he called, and they're not taking me after all. So yeah. Anger. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm currently opening up this bottle here. There we go. Fucking towel fell down. So yeah, am I mad? Yes, insanely. However, at the same time, I feel like I kind of dodged a bullet because yesterday I talked to someone I know. He's actually one of the people that's a player in the D&D session that I play every Thursday currently. And turns out that he sent the same company an application like in fucking June or something and only got a reply to it in like September. So who knows? Maybe I just dodged a bullet there.
うわ、本当に顔を出しただけになっちゃったか。ごめんね、ツバメちん。放課後はちゃんと練習見てあげるから許して。
いえいえ、忙しいでしょうし、たまにでいいですから。それじゃあ、僕たちは職員室に行くよ。
I can show you what it is.
私が連れて行くわ。一応保護者だし、これくらいはし
Yeah,
な
I
い
don't
とね。
trust you at all.
行っちゃうの？
Yeah, sorry. Since we're in different grades, we won't be in the same class. Just let us sit in.
行っちゃうの？
Alright, I'll show you around to school during lunch, so just be patient until then, okay?
うん。私、待ってる。
いつまでも待つわ。
Really? What the hell's that? Some jingle from a commercial. Oh yeah, it just murdered her. I'll be right here waiting for you. Even I know that's... You know, I shouldn't have opened my fucking mouth. I actually did not realize that me saying even I know that song is just going to result in people telling me that, well, you're old as well.
ギャグをマジレスで返されるなんて、これがジェネレーションギャップってやつなのね。
When did that song actually come out? I don't know the actual name of the song because I don't do song names even normally. Oh, it is actually just called "I'll Be Right Here Waiting." Apparently, yeah, it's actually just called "Right Here Waiting." It's from Richard Marx, and it was from 1989. Yet even I know them, being someone born in 2000. Hell, realistically speaking, if I was in this world born when I was born, I'd be younger than the MC, yet I know the song. You have no excuse, my man. Like, if we assume that this takes place in the year it came out, which is 2014, I'd be like 4 years younger than the MC at this point, just chatting up people in fucking Google+. Because it started around that age. Which was too fucking young for me, by God. I was a weird kid. What are Chelsea's doing? Oh well. First period finally ends and we have a short break. Izumi abruptly and noisily stands up from her chair, then walks towards my desk.
Yuto, ちょっといいかしら?
No, I don't. Sure.
どうしたの泉ちゃん。ツバメも来たわね。ちょうどいい。今から裁判を行います。裁判長はみずほね。私
Hey now, don't drag her into this little game of yours. She has nothing to do with this.
いいよ。なんだか楽しそうだし、協力するよ。
Oh, you're such a sweet girl, ain't you? I'm gonna cry.
それで、誰の何を裁くの？罪状は遅刻未遂。被告はユウトとツバメよ。私も？さあ言いなさい。今朝、どうして二人で仲良く息を切らせながら教室に駆け込んできたのかしら。まさかとは思うけど、あなたたち。違うよ。ユウトにエッチなマッサージしてもらってたわけじゃないよ。あれはただのストレッチだから、健全なやりとりだったから。は？ツバメは何の話をしてるの？一緒に投稿してきたから、ゆうべはお楽しみでしたねって疑ってるんじゃないの？そんなの疑うわけないでしょ。ユウトみたいなヘタレがツバメに手を出すわけないし。
That is always the fucking excuse. I want the actual MC where like everyone is not entirely sure if that's actually happened. Because while he wouldn't do it, if someone dared him to, he absolutely would. Like he's the type when you know what, like the joking thing, like fuck you, come over here and fuck me yourself, you know that thing? Like if that happened with the MC, he'd actually fucking go through with it. Like, oh, you fucking asked for it, you know? What you call me? I'm no wussy, damn it. Okay, I won. Avert my gaze in shame. Case in point, she even invited me to touch her thighs this morning and I chickened out. Huh?
なんでもないよ。それと、今朝のは忘れてね。思いつきで言っただけだから。
Okay, I will.
ありがとう。何かあったの？大したことじゃないよ。ね、ゆうくん。
Yeah.
そう。まあいいけど。
I breathed a sigh of relief after we managed to evade her probing question. There's no way in hell I'm admitting to her that I got horny watching Tsubame work out. And that's not even mentioning the other thing.
いいよ。来て。どうしたの高倉くん。具合悪いの？
Gotta watch out, Mizu's here too, so I can't get lost in my fantasies. Tsubame said to forget it, but that's what I ought to do.
とにかく、私が聞きたかったのは、ユウトが部活を再開させたんじゃないかってこと。部活って、確か演劇部だったっけ？そうよ。私も演劇部だったんだけど、 香港に上がるときにユウタと一緒に辞めたの。なのに一人だけ元さやに収まろうとしてるんじゃないかと思って。
Don't worry, that's not what I was doing.
本当？
Yeah, Torakichi invited me to join again, but I said no, I have studying to do.
そう。ならいいのよ。
She breathes a visible sigh of relief. I can see why she was worried. We've always been together, so if I joined again, she'd feel like the odd one out. Now I heard here the third years are all gone now, so they gotta recruit more members. Why don't you rejoin and help yourself?
手伝いたいのは山々なんだけど、私もバイトがあるから。
いいよいいよ。泉ちゃんはもともと私の付き合いで舞台に立ってくれたわけだし。
ほんとごめんね。
So I guess neither of us can help. Izumi spends all the time at work, so I guess she can't just rejoin if she wants. Neither can I.
それで、どうして今朝はツバメと一緒だったの
？I took Hekiru and Hikaru to go see Tsubame and Torakichi. Didn't I mention them on the phone yesterday?
ああ、そういうこと。やっぱり、あの二人も学園に通うのね。
ヘキルちゃんとヒカルちゃん？
Old friends of ours we used to play with. They moved back here yesterday.
二人とも元気そうだったよ。見た目も大人っぽくなって、すごく綺麗になってた。
そう。
You don't sound very interested.
うん。私、あの二人。特に、ヘキルとは馬が合わなかったから。
Oh, I remember now. She was always butting heads with him. While Mr. Kagami was staying at the with the Asuka family, Hekiru and Hikaru would often come to our house to play. And Anri would always want to hog me to herself. But Anri would always want to hog me to herself. And I had wanted to play with my friends from school.
ヒュウくん、フェザームーンごっこしよう。
虫クイーンで勝負や。
だから、つばめちゃんと一緒に遊んじゃダメなの。
ゆう、お絵かきしよう。お絵かき。ヒカルも一緒に。ゆうも一緒。三人一緒。
Hmm.
何を言ってるんですか？お兄ちゃんは家に帰って勉強するんです。
It was like a giant game of tug of war with me in the center. In retrospect, I guess I had myself a little harem back then. So being as young as I was, I didn't really know how blessed I was. Having them all fight over me was nothing but a nuisance. It was Tsubame who brought all of us together.
ヘキルちゃんとヒカルちゃんだっけ？一緒にフェザームーンごっこする？いいの？もちろん。今度始まる新しいフェザームーンは5人いるから、ゆうくんとも一緒に遊べるよ。やる。一緒にムンムンする。
お、ノリのええやっちゃな。ええで。なら特別に最強トラ吉軍団に入れたるわ。あ？
ゆう、あそこに変な子がいる。
てい！人を指さすなや！
なに？こっち来ないでよ。この面白系
なんやで？わいが面白系男子やで！照れるやないか。へへ。
よかったね、お兄ち
ゃん。ほんまに見どころあるやつらや。ツバメ、仲良くしときや。うん。わいも仲良うしたるわ。これからよろしゅう
な。トラ吉はいらない。ユウがいればいい。うん。トラ吉、ユウと違ってアホっぽいし。
なんでや！わいの方がシューッとしてかっこええやろ。名前もタイガーやで。ガオー！
何するの？ヘキルをいじめるな。男の子だからって怖くないんだから。
お、ええ度胸やないか。猛虎魂見せたる
で。Don't scare them, Torakichi. Everything's okay now, Hikaru.
い。私もユウにいい子いい子してもらおう。
Oh, you too? Alright then.
お兄ちゃんが取られました。お兄ちゃんのなでなでは妹である私だけのものですのに。ほらほら、みんな喧嘩しないで。仲良く遊ぼうよ。私は反対よ。泉ちゃんまで？いきなり入ってきてフェザームーンをやろうだなんて100万円早いのよ。
Izumi, I think you mean years, not ears.
知ってたわよ。ユウトの日本語力を試したのよ。
ほんまか？すやったやろ今の。
うんざい、そんな話はどうでもいいのよ。それよりヘキルとヒカルだっけ？あんたら邪魔よ。つばめちゃんと遊ぶのは私なんだから。
Honestly, I want to smack child Izumi. Like, she's just like a fucking brat.
そうなの？そうなの。ねえつばめちゃん。つばめちゃんは私とだけ遊ぶんだもんね。私はみんなと遊びたいな。ヘキルちゃんたちともお友達になりたいし。そんなお友達。そうだよ。なってくれる？なるお友達。ほんと？よかった。
Barbarian really is just kind of the mom friend, isn't she? See, you can make friends, Hekiru.
お友達いっぱい。ヘキル、嬉しいときは笑った方がいいよ。笑う？もう、つばめちゃんっても優しすぎ。でもそんなところが大好き。ありがとう。泉もお友達に。嫌よ。誰があんたなんかと友達になるもんですか。どうして？どうしてって、それは
Because we'll have too many people to play Feather Moon.
そう、それ。新しいフェザームーンは5人って言ったでしょ。私とつばめちゃんとトラ吉とユウと、あとアンリ。ほら足りない。
Nah, I can be Chakada and Hekiru can be Feather Moon.
なる。ムンムンする。私もそういうのは苦手ですから遠慮します。ヒカルさん、代わりにどうぞ。いいの？ありがとうアンリ。これでユウと遊べるね。それじゃあ意味ないでしょ。せっかくお邪魔虫を消せると思ったのに。
Don't call them that, Izumi, that's mean.
そうだよ。意地悪言う泉ちゃんなんて嫌い。もう絶好だね。
Izumi.
またつばめちゃんに絶好された。ユウトのバカバカおたち。
What? Why me?
この子たちを連れてきたのあんたでしょ。だからユウトが悪いの。責任取って認知して。
認知ってなんや？
泉さんたらまたお兄ちゃんにちょっかいかけて、今日という今日は許しませんよ。つばめちゃん、みんながいじめる。はいはい、いい子いい子。私は泉ちゃんの味方だからね。
As much as Tsubame is the mom friend, she is absolutely fucking spoiling her, and that's probably ruining is probably the reason why the personality is being ruined slowly but surely.
つばめちゃん大好き。結婚しよう。そうだね。式はハワイでね。あ、でもその前にユウくんとも結婚しないと。結婚って何？好きな子同士で将来を誓い合うことだよ。いつまでも一緒にいられますように。いつまでも一緒に。好きな子同士で将来を誓い合おう。
What? Why are you two staring at me?
おっと、このトラ吉様を忘れてもらっちゃ困るで。 はワイのマブダチや。結婚したかったらワイを倒してからにせい。
誰だっけ？
なんでや、さっき自己紹介したやろ。
つばめちゃんだけじゃなくてユウタとも仲良くしようだなんて、あの二人許せない。こうなったら勝負よ。ヘキル、ヒカル、ついでにユウタもまとめてかかってきなさい。勝負？
Izumi always says that, just ignore her.
ちょっとそれだと私が残念な子みたいじゃない。ムキ勝負しないの？しますさせてください。
Izumi got even more huffy once Sekiru and Hikaru joined our friend group. But there was one of us was missing at the time.
あんず、こっちに来て一緒に。いや
Anzu.
またですか。
Anzu was still avoiding us. But it was mainly me, I felt. I wanted her to come play with all of us. I knew I had to apologize sooner or later for yelling at her like I did. However, she kept running away whenever I tried talking to her, so I never had an opportunity. It would be an entire year before the two of us became friends. It was close. It was during my second spring here in Japan. I still remember that day so vividly.
おっと、チャイム鳴っちゃったわね。早く席に着きましょう。
Someone actually commented about how they like how the game is drip feeding us information. And while yes, that can be a very interesting way of handling things as an MC starts to remember things from the past, because you don't remember everything that happened in the past. Sometimes you have to remember things by context clues and shit like that. But then there's cases like, yes, but it's only natural that she would run away because of what I did to her. And that in that case, it's just like, shut the fuck up. At this point, you're just doing a glorified pronoun game. And as a Kingdom Hearts fan, I'm allergic to those. She says fucking... forget his name. The one that played Count Dooku and Dracula. Christopher something. You know what I mean. Yeah.
大丈夫？ゆうくん。顔色悪いけど。
I'm fine. I smiled to reassure her and take my seat. Just recalled some unpleasant memories and must have shown on my face.
ゆうくん、元気ないときはきちんと栄養取らないとダメだよ。だから、今日のお昼、よかったらお弁当。お昼といえば、ゆうと、今日もうちの買いに来るでしょ？
Yeah, so reserve the usual for me, please.
しょうがないわね。私は嫌なんだけど、店長にお得意様を大事にしろって言われてるからね。
Man, that line sounds like it came straight out of a manga or something.
どういう意味よ、それ。
Nothing. Oh, thanks for always doing that for me.
別にあんたのためじゃないんだからね。店の売り上げのためなんだからね。
Face blushes bright red. Another age-old cliche. He's an open book, but that's what makes it so difficult for me. I'm not sure how to best respond to her straightforward yet discreet feelings. Oh, sorry, what were you saying about lunch?
ヘキルちゃんたちによかったらまた練習見に来てって伝えてほしくて。
Sure, I can pass by the roof terrace during our little tour. She nods and refastens the hook on a box placed on top of her desk. Is she gonna take something out of that?
すみません。少し遅れてしまい
Big
まし
old
たね。
fucking moron, MC.
それではみずほさん、ご礼をお
Like
願
in
い
this
しま
case,
す。
there is no excuse. Like she was clearly trying to tell him something, and then he completely like brushed her off, told someone else something that could have waited.
起立。ね。
On Mizo's command, we hastily stand up and bow our heads. Kinda curious how Hekiru and Hikaru are doing. I hope they're not too culture shocked from the difference in Japanese schools. I'll mull over that as I open my mathematics textbook. Morning classes have finally ended, and now it's lunchtime. I need to procure my lunch headed down to the hallway near the school entrance. This is where I told Hekiru and Hikaru to meet me. I know it's bad manners, but I'm planning to eat my food as I give them their tour. Oh, this place is always so busy. The students pack the hallway like a can of sardines. The line stretches all the way out to the courtyard. They're all trying to buy pre-packaged sandwiches and rice balls, and I'm one of them. A food truck comes to our school during lunch, and they have an open stall selling them in the corridor. Both the sandwiches and the rice balls are equally popular. No line is less treacherous than the other. Brave warriors stand waiting on each side of the forked road before me. But I'm looking for something else.
いらっしゃいませ。
Oh, there she is. The queue for sandwiches looks to be about 5 minutes. Looks to be about a 5-minute wait. And beyond the crowd line, I spy the very person I've been searching for.
ミックスサンドと焼きそばパンですね。270円になります。お次のお客様、どうぞ。
Izumi stands in front of the food truck donning a maid outfit. A uniform. Quickly and efficiently taking orders from customer after customer.
なんでメイドさん？
Girl near the end of the line eyes her with confusion. Probably a first year if I had to guess. Can't understand surprise even as someone who sees a maid on a daily basis. I couldn't believe my eyes when I first saw her wearing it. However, after seeing this sight continually for an entire year, it kind of became normal in my head.
やっぱゆいばしレベル高えな。
バーカ、メイド服にごまかされてるだけだって。それにあいつ彼氏いるみたいだぞ。
マジか。残念。
ゆいばしのどこがいいんだよ。俺ならリンドを選ぶけどな。
それおっぱい見て言ってるだろ
う。まあな。おいで、なんだよ、蹴るなよ。
俺じゃねえよ。
Looks like I fooled those two suckers good. They'd never suspect the guy in the line next to them to be the one responsible for that kick. Honestly, it's a bit unsettling to hear two dudes have a pervy conversation about your female friends. Still though...
ありがとうございます。また来てね。
ほら、あの笑顔見ろよ。グッとくるだろ。ゆいばしはあれがいいんだよ。
Well, the fellow's good taste, I'll give him that. He's forgiven. Seeing that smile on Izumi's face makes my heart skip a beat. If she weren't my childhood friend, I'd seriously be smitten with her. Once I start gazing and admiring her, I lose track of time completely.
ちょっとユウト、あんたの番よ。
Oh, sorry. I hadn't even realized that I'd reached the front of the line. Man, I really was in a daze.
まったく、何ボケっとしてるのよ。あ、もしかして、私のメイド服姿に見惚れてたの？なんか言いなさいよ。私一人でバカみたいじゃない。
My bad, I was just teasing you.
これだから言うとは全く。
She folds her arms with blushed cheeks and snorts at me. The embarrassment from saying that's probably hitting her all at once now. I'm glad I managed to avoid answering her though. Can't really come out and admit that I was staring at her. Well, jokes aside, you're all the rage in your maid uniform. I heard some guys whispering about how good you looked.
そうなんだ。ちなみに、あんたは？
What do you mean?
あんたはどうなの？私の姿、どこかおかしくない？
Absolutely not. You look stunning and... Well, you changed your ribbon design, didn't you?
そうなのよ。気がついてくれた？春だから気分を変えようって店長がくれたの。どう？
Looks nice and cute.
かわいい。
How fucking simple can you be? Just to be clear, I was talking about the ribbon, not you.
わかってるわよ、そんなこと。別に浮かれてないし、嬉しくないし。でも、ありがとう。
Damn, she really is cute when she smiles sincerely.
見てあの二人また夫婦喧嘩してる。よく飽きないわね。
We happen to overhear a comment from the line next to ours and go completely red. Izumi then brings her face to my ear and whispers.
ちょっとあんたのせいで変な噂が立っちゃってるでしょ。
The rumor about me being your boyfriend?
そうよ。まったく迷惑な話よね。ああ、嫌になるわ。
And doesn't bother me all that much. What?
バカバカ。もう一度バカ。
Okay, what did I just do to press her buttons? What, do you want people to gossip about us being boyfriend and girl? Do you want people to gossip about us being boyfriend and girlfriend? Hyun? Hun? Kind of noise is that supposed to be? But judging by your reaction, I'll take that as a yes.
そんなわけないでしょ。バカバカ。自意識過剰なんじゃないの。私が好きなタイプはユウト以外よ。ユウとかシを選べと言われたらユウトを選ぶわ。
What? Oh dang, thanks!
間違えた。何言わせるのよ。恥ずかしい。
Hi there, one fish sandwich, please.
スルーしないで。照れるか拒否して。一人ぼっちは寂しいの。
You always say when people don't give you attention, don't you?
なんかお兄ちゃん目線でムカつく。けどちょっといい。
Oh, you like it? Teasing her is just so much fun, and since her reactions are so adorable, I can't stop myself. She's naturally attractive, so if she'd just keep her mouth shut, she'd have no trouble snagging herself a boyfriend. Jesus Christ. But Yoshizumi's loud mouth is her defining trait. It's both a shame and a relief.
なんか疲れたわね。これ持って早くさっさと行きなさい。
Thanks much. I take the sandwich and hand her the money. I get a fish sandwich every lunchtime, so I have the price memorized. Thanks for always saving one for me.
まったくよ。こういうことするのあんただけなんだからね。
Yeah, I
私
know.
に感謝しなさい。
Just me, that's kind of embarrassing. She's prickly on the outside, but soft on the inside, just like a fish sandwich. A healthy dose of kindness, just like the white skin fish.
意味わかんないんだけど。
Me neither.
じゃあなんで言ったのよ。私のツッコミ待ちなのね。そうなのね。
おい高倉、夫婦漫才はそれくらいにして早くどけ。
夫婦じゃないわよ。
She's not my wife!
まったくこんなだから変な噂ばかり立つのよ。
Sorry. She blushes while I scratch my cheek awkwardly. Better get out of here before people start yelling at me. And the twins should be arriving any second now, too.
ユウお待たせしました兄さん。
Oh, speak of the devil. Also, I'm disappointed myself for not realizing sooner that Anzu here is voiced by Sawa. Which also just recently found out that apparently she got married not that long ago. Which, you know, congratulations to her. Hope she has a happy family life. She deserves it for all talking is hard. She deserves it for all the work she's put into her voice acting career. I exit the line and move into the space devoid of people where I find the girls waiting for me. It reminds me, Anza texted me saying she and Heikiru are in the same class, and Hikaru and Anri are in a different class together.
カキカキ。
What are you doing, Heikiru? She has a sketchbook and pencil and seems to be drawing something.
クロキ。いろいろな人がいて面白い。ヘキルちゃん、さっきからこの調子なんです。
Oh, not bad. Heikiru lives by the motto of draw whenever I feel like it. Anri and Hikaru coming?
授業が長引いて少し遅れるそうです。
We'll wait here and we'll go get lunch first.
私はいつものお弁当があります。ヘキルちゃんはお腹すいたな。
Did you forget it's lunchtime?
いつもヒカルが作ってくれるから。
Ah, okay.
ちー しましたヘキルちゃん。パンと人がたくさん。メイドさんもいる。今日は収穫祭？
Nope, it's a specialty of the school. Made bread.
メイドパン？
Do you remember Hibino Bakery in the shopping district?
うん。よく学校の帰りにパンをくれた。
Yeah, they come here during lunch, and some of the girls working there put on maid outfits and help out. Of course, school is where the student staff's jobs. Beside the bakery, others work in the cafeteria and lunch vendor stalls. Lunchtime is short, but they give special permission for them to work because they see the value of teaching students about having a job. Apparently, the store owner has a thing for maid uniforms. The excuse he uses to get the girls to wear them is that they'll get their school uniforms dirty if they don't. Simple tracksuit or something would suffice, but I can feel his passion for the maid uniforms. You're the man, boss.
あのメイドさん。
Oh yeah, that's Izumi.
泉。
She mutters her name as she stared fixedly at her from afar. The reason I told them to meet me here was so the twins and Izumi could meet each other. Izumi won't ever admit she wants to see them, so I have to corner her like this, otherwise she'll run away. Want to talk to her?
うん。
Heikiru slowly approaches the line of students. I stay back and watch when...
ちょっと邪魔よ。
ヘキルちゃん。
Oh god, a girl just came rushing towards the line and bumped right into her. Anzu and I frantically run over to her.
大丈夫ですかヘキルちゃん。うん。
Excuse you!
何よ。その子がフラフラしてたのが悪いんでしょ。
あれ？その子見たことない顔ね。新入生。しかも外部組かしら。外から来たくせに何並ぼうとしてんの？わきまえろっての。
People surrounding Heikiru rubberneck at her on the ground. Their scornful laughter drowns out the rest of the clamor.
やーい、クロクラ虫。ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
An unpleasant scene from the past flickers in my mind. I superimpose the sight of Anzu's wailing face. Fuck! Why did it have to remind me of those awful memories? Everyone I go assholes like them just have to rear their heads. But so be it, I'll just...
兄さん、いけません。
Oh, he's about to beat ass! Anzu gently places her hand atop mine and shakes her head. I unfurl my clenched fist and gently squeeze her hand back. Thanks, but I'm fine. I won't lose my temper like I did in the past. To borrow one of Henri's favorite lines, I've grown out of that phase.
よかったです。
But I'm at least gonna give them peace of my mind. Won't forgive anyone who says those nasty things about my friend.
こらー！何やってるのよ！
Huh? Before I have time to act, Izumi pushes away through the crowd of people and confronts the girls. She snorts angrily and glares straight at us with crossed arms.
混んでるんだから騒ぎ起こすんじゃないわよ。まったく。
何よあなた。この子の味方するつもり？
味方も何もないわ。仕事の邪魔だから喧嘩するなって言ってるの。これ以上騒ぎを大きくするようなら私が相手になるわよ。ちょっとやめようよ。先生呼ばれるよ。
ごめんなさい。さっきのはちょっとしたスキンシップだったのよ。
そうならいいの。パンを買ったらさっさと行きなさい。
She probably moves to the other line, Izumi's menacing glare following her all the way. Once she's gone, Izumi turns her attention to Heikiru.
でだからあんたもパン買いに来たんでしょ。何が欲しいの？じゃあアンパン。そう。待ってなさい。
Izumi takes Heikiru's money and peevishly walks back to the food truck. A few seconds later, she returns with a bag.
はい、これ。
She takes the bag, nods, and peers inside.
クロワッサンも私頼んでない。おまけよおまけ。アンパンだけじゃお腹膨れないでしょ。それにあんた子供の頃
それ好きだったでしょ。だから
覚えててくれたの？
たまたまよ、たまたま。あんたの顔見たら不意に思い出したのよ。
そうなの？
そうなの。そういうことにしておくの。
おい、次俺の番なんだけど。
はい、ただいま。
泉。
仕事あるから。じゃあね。
Hekiru reaches her hand out, but Izumi ignores her, turning around and returning to the front of the line. Man, would have killed her to be a little friendlier. She's talking to a friend she hasn't seen in 10 years.
もっとお話ししたかった。
忙しいみたいですから、また今度にしましょう。
Hekiru nods. Almost immediately thereafter, she turns her head and watches Izumi as she works.
泉。
So she wants to talk more with her. Alright, change your plans. Hey Izumi, how much longer till you get off? Till you're off, I mean.
もうすぐ売り切れそうだから大丈夫だろうけど。
That sounded not good at all. Also, is that supposed to be a visual glitch or what's happening? Perfect. Once you're done changing, come to the roof terrace with your lunch.
勝手に決めないでよ。
Anzu get in contact with Anri and tell her to come there too with a Hikaru.
そういうことですか。なるほど、了解です。
どういうこと？
エキルちゃん、お昼にしますよ。
みんな一緒。する。みんなでお昼する。じゃあ、
行きましょう。
Anzu pulls Hekiru's hand and rushes off with a big smile on her face. Hekiru, too, seems to be wearing one, albeit a very faint one. Why wait till later when you can do it now? If someone seems to be on the verge of tears, I'll embrace and console them. I'm no hero, so there's a limit to what I can do, but if it's something within my power, I'll give my best effort. That's what I promised Anzu. I don't ever want to see someone I love suffer like that again. This was a story from around 1 year after we became friends with Hekiru and Hikaru, and during my second spring of Japan. It happened in the evening on this one certain day.
さあ、お兄ちゃん、ヘキルさんたちが遊びに来ないうちに勉強しましょう。
Okay. After coming home from school and setting our stuff down, Anri and I decided to get our daily Japanese study session out of the way. My sisters Hekiru and Hikaru started going to school earlier that spring. Anri was delighted at the fact that we'd be able to spend more time together during the day. However, I still hadn't been able to apologize to Anzu. Whenever I ran into her at school, she'd run away. More than half a year had passed since the incident, and I'd yet to patch things up with her.
ただいまです。
In a way, it's a very weird choice for me to go with such a pensive, intentionally deep voice when reading his thoughts. Well, he's supposed to be a kid. While Anri and I were headed to my room, Anzu walked through the doorway.
あれ、アンズ先に帰るって言ってたはずなんですが。
Really? Whatever the case, it was a perfect opportunity for me. If I could catch her before she ran away, I could finally apologize. Sorry, Anri, can I,
はい、今日こそアンズと仲直りしてください。
Okay, thanks. I left the room and went to where Anzu was. Perhaps she'd only run away again. But if she did, I was going to chase her and I had to apologize to her once and for all. Welcome home, Anzu. She didn't have long hair. She didn't have short hair before. Please don't run away. I want to talk to you. Anzu? What's wrong?
お兄ちゃん、一体何をしてるんですか？
I didn't do anything. She just burst into tears. Her voice trembled as she continued sobbing. I knew it had to have been my fault she was crying. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
アンズ、大丈夫ですよ。お兄ちゃんは怖い人じゃありませんから。
Anri gently patted her sister's head. Eventually she calmed down.
ごめんなさい。こんな私。ごめんなさい。何を言ってるんですか？ユウトさんも、私がこんなだから怒ったんですよね。でも、もう大丈夫ですよ。ほら、私、変わったですから。
So sniffling, she forced a cramped smile and removed her hat. Beneath it we saw...
これでも大丈夫ですよね。
Hanzo, what did you do? She'd had long hair, but now it was cut much shorter. Okay, so I did notice the right thing, and he should have noticed before she took her hat off. How is it that I noticed this sooner than him? The length was inconsistent, the ends were all jagged. I knew instantly this was now a salon cut.
どうしたんですか、その髪。いらないから切ったんです。いらない。クラスの子にそう言われたんです。外国の子は友達にしてあげないって。髪の色がおかしいから一緒にいたくないって。
Fucking doom music starts playing as the MC just walks out the door. Uh-oh. So you want to cut it yourself?
何ですか
Off
それ。
yourself.
何なんですかそれ。そんなのただの言いがかりじゃないですか。
This kid's bullying you, Anzu.
いえいえいえ、みんないい子ですよ。誰も悪くないです。悪いのは私ですから。こんな髪を持って生まれた私がいけないんです。
Anzu.
ユウトさんが私を嫌いなのもこの髪のせいですよね。でももう切ったから許してください。もう怒らないでください。
So yeah, time for hate crimes against grade schoolers.
ですから私と仲良くしてください。
She was sobbing. Even though she forced a smile, her body was still trembling. She wept like a little kitten abandoned on the roadside, begging to be saved. It was all my fault. She did this to herself because I yelled at her. I was the one who caused this self-loathing.
アンズ、自分が何をしたのか分かってるのですか？母さんからの大切な贈り物をこんなボロボロにするなんて。もともといらなかったからいいんです。欲しいって言ってないのにママが勝手にくれたものですし。アンズのバカ！ごめんなさい。
So much hate crimes to be done to those kids at elementary school. She pushed Anri aside, then ran off down the hallway. After slamming her door shut, we heard nothing more from her. Anri. I rubbed her head and began to ponder. The nun had always told me to think carefully when I was in a difficult situation. She also said to ask others for help whenever I couldn't come up with a solution on my own. And after racking my brains to no avail, I went to Dad's room. But he was away due to work.
どうしていつもいないんですか？肝心な時にばっかり。どうしてどうして
Annie shouted in a fit of rage as she repeatedly banged on his door. Then,
騒がしいですね。何かあったのですか？
our maid Shion turns up.
なるほど。それでアンズ様はお部屋に閉じこもっていらっしゃるわけですね。
She poured us some hot milk as we told her the whole story. Shion was a newly hired maid at the time. I hadn't spoken much with her, but there was no other adults for us to turn to.
事情はわかりました。アンズ様のクラスで何があったかは私が調べておきましょう。
ありがとうございます。
いえ、これもメイドの務めですから。
She smiled tenderly to Henri and then produced a key from her apron pocket.
これはお屋敷のマスターキーです。これさえあれば、アンズ様のお部屋を開けることができます。
Oh, sure hope it's not a door like that because then the key won't do much. So,
ですが、これは必要ないでしょう。
Huh?
アンズ様のお部屋を開けるのは、坊ちゃまの役目です。
she stared me straight in the eye as she said that cryptic
坊
statement.
ちゃま、あなたはアンズ様の何ですか？
After that, I waited outside her room for the entire day, but she never came out. Tried speaking to the door and apologizing to her numerous times, but not once did I ever hear a response. You gotta eat something, Anzu? I placed some sandwiches that Shion made outside the door and informed her, but there was still no response. Shion had faith in me, but still Anzu and I had only known each other for a year. I wasn't sure what else I could say to her. I'm sorry, Anzu. So I just kept apologizing over and over.
You
Did you just get here, Hikiru?
うん
Sorry, but I can't play with you now.
いい。今日はアンズに会いに来たから。
Anzu?
うんアンズいつもクラスで仲良くしてくれたから
Oh.
アンズ遊ぼう
Hikiru tried speaking to her, but again, there was no response.
やっぱり
What do you mean?
ユウこの前ここにのどかがいるって言ってた
Huh? Oh, yeah, I did. It was about a year ago, if I recalled. I did tell Hikiru about Nodoka, but what relevance did that have to the
ア
situation?
ンズにとってののどかはユウとアンリなのだから私じゃダメ
Me and Anri are her Nodoka.
うんいつも隣にいてぎゅっと抱きしめてくれる子ユウにはのどかがいた私にはヒカルがいるでもアンズは今一人ぼっち一人きりのままだと寒くて凍えちゃうだからユウがアンズののどかになってあげて抱きしめてあげてアンズもそれを望んでる
Are you sure you're a child? She does?
うん
She pointed out the sandwiches sitting outside the
ア
door.
ンズもずっとユウとお話ししたがってたでしょ
Suddenly came back to me. Every time I closed myself in the room to study, I'd find snacks placed outside the door at a specific time. Knew who the mystery person was all along. It was Anzu. The thing I couldn't grasp was why. However, I'd learned the answer to that question. It was a message from her, and I was now doing the same, unsure of what to say to her verbally. So I paced around and racked my brains. She was afraid I'd yell at her again, but she still kept bringing me snacks.
私と仲良くしてください
She pleaded to me in a tearful voice after cutting up her hair. Even putting such a simple request into words was difficult for her. She tried it with food first, but then by cutting her hair she thought I hated. By cutting the hair she thought I hated. Anzu felt so bad for not realizing earlier, but those feelings had finally gotten through. The question now became, what do I do about it?
坊ちゃま、あなたはアンズ様の何ですか？
Such an obvious answer. Just be patient, Anzu. Your big brother will fix everything. The following day, I gathered everyone in the classroom for a strategy meeting. Anzu wants the kids in her class to like her, and I want to help her make that happen. She was harassed and made fun of by a handful of bullies, and they were the reason why no one wanted to talk to her. So if we knocked those bullies down, she'd be happy again, and her classmates would stop ignoring her. I thought it was the perfect plan.
なるほどな。ワイの力貸したるわ。
Thanks, you're the best bosom buddy I could ask for.
おうよ、兄弟。
I gave him a thumbs up and he responded in kind. Friends really were the best.
私も賛成。ヘキルの友達は私の友達。アンズをいじめたクラスの子たち全員泣かせる。ちょっと待って。話は分かったけど、喧嘩はダメだよ。
I'm actually impressed this motherfucker went in there to a strategy meeting, told a strategy meeting with other people. You wanna know what happened when I found out that a friend of mine was being bullied back in elementary school? I went up to that entire group of bullies myself and beat the shit out of them. I think I've talked about this before. This was like when I was in fucking 3rd grade. And a bunch of 4th graders were bullying one of the few people I could call my friend back then, because I was a fucking loner. So I proceeded to walk up to the entire group of, like, fucking 4th graders, which were, like, I think, like, fucking 8 or 9 kids, maybe 10, who fucking knows, and just fucking beat the shit out of them. Which, after that point, it almost became like a fucking tradition where every day in the morning, the 4th graders would come back for a grudge match, and I'd fucking just fist fight the 4th graders again while all my friends just stood by on the side and fucking cheered. And I don't know why that happened. But yeah, kudos to the man to have the fucking self-restraint to go to his friends for help first. Kid me would not have done the same.
相手は年下なんだし、お兄ちゃんたちが手を出したら大変なことになっちゃうよ。クラスの子をいじめちゃダメ。どうして止めるの？クラスの子は悪くない。本当は意地悪したくないって言ってるの聞いた。
なんやて？ほな、他のクラスに仕切っとるやつがおるんか？
まさかとは思いますが、泉さんとか。どういうこと？だってそうでしょ。泉さんは前からお兄ちゃんを嫌っていました。ですから下級生に命令してアンズを。
She wouldn't do that. Right, Tsubame? She's not a bully.
泉ちゃんは友達思いのいい子だよ。そうですね。ごめんなさい。お友達を疑うなんてどうかしてました。みんな、アンリを責めないで。私だってヘキルがいじめられたら焦って良くないことばかり考えちゃうから。ヒカルさん。
ああ、やめや。証拠もなしにここであれこれ言うても始まらんわ。
Alright, if we can't think of anything, let's walk around. We'll find to prove ourselves and see who the real bully is.
せやな。ほな、手分けして探そうか。
Yeah. Shion was looking into it as well, but I had to do everything I could. This whole situation had gotten me incredibly angry. I was going to find who was doing this to Anzu and make them pay. That was my responsibility as a brother.
探しに行く必要はないわよ。泉ちゃん？
We were about to exit when the door opened and Izumi stepped in. There was a boy bawling his eyes out standing next to her.
こいつが犯人知ってるって。
ほんまかいな。
ほんまよほんま。アンズを無視するように言われてね。どういうことだって問い詰めたら泣き出しちゃったのよ。で、いろいろ話してくれたんだけど、どうやらアンズのクラスの子は上級生に脅されてるみたい。
What are the older kids? Why would someone older than us want to bully Anzu? I just didn't understand it.
どうして泉に声をかけてきたの？
よくあんたらと喧嘩してるから仲間にしようと思ったんじゃない？ほんだ、友達くらい自分で選ぶってな。
She snorted and kicked him to shoo him away. Then she glared right at me.
それもこれも全部ミュートが悪いんだからね。ほんといい迷惑だわ。
Sorry.
だから早いとこ決着つけてきなさい。
は？
じゃないわよ。どうせ仕返しに行くんでしょ。リーダーは駅向こうの秘密基地にいるらしいわ。私だってアンズと遊びたいし、友達の友達の妹が泣いてるの見たくないし、だからその。
You remember what Momoyo did to the older bullies back in childhood, back in Majikoi? Like, the entire reason why Momoyo started hanging out with the Kazama family was because Yamato essentially hired her, quote unquote, as a fucking Yojimbo or something like that, because a bunch of older kids were taking over their hideout. You remember what she did? She beat the shit out of them and threw one of the kids from the roof. Time to take a page out of her book!
いつみちゃん、ごめんなさい。いつみさん、私。
もう何でもいいから早く行きなさい。日が暮れたらあいつら逃げるわよ。
せやな。行くでみんな。
Torakichi led the charge as all the others followed after him. I, however, stayed behind to have a word with Izumi. Thanks, I always knew you were a nice girl.
私がいい子なのは当たり前だし、いい子ちゃん選手権町内代表だし。
Very humbling of you to say neighborhood, not the whole world.
ミュートのくせに難しい日本語使ってんじゃないわよ。いいから行きなさい。
Yeah, I'm going. Bye.
待って。
Do you need something?
そのさっきはかばってくれてありが。
だ。
なんちゃってやっぱなんでもない。
What?
バカ引っかかったわね。
Why are you so mean to me?
引っかかる方が悪いのよ。ほらいいから早く行ってらっしゃい。
See you later.
言えなかった。でもいい子か。悪い気はしないわね。
After that, things got quite messy. Torakichi and I stormed the older kids' hideout, which was a dilapidated old building, and a huge brawl ensued. Things were going well for us initially, since we had the element of surprise on our side, but partway through they managed to turn the tables. With the age difference came an equal disparity in strength. We were simply no match for them. So we refused to give up. Every time they knocked us down, we got back up again. We couldn't overpower them, but we at least bit their legs and left teeth among.
なんだお前ら。どうしてそこまで必死なんだよ。
Because you made my little sister cry, you assholes! After things settled down, our parents were notified and we were harshly scolded for what we did. Word made it to the school as well, and it turned into a huge ordeal, but thankfully our respective parents managed to settle things amongst themselves. Apparently Dad did something or another to rectify the situation, but I didn't know specifically why.
なるほどな。気持ちはわかるが、喧嘩はいかんぞ。
Yes, sir.
だが、大切なものを守るために立ち上がった勇気はよし。
He poked me in the head as punishment, smiled, and after he poked me in the head as punishment, he smiled and drew me into a loving embrace.
ユウト、もっと勉強しろ。社会を知り、己を知れ。そうすれば、暴力に頼らずとも大切なものを守れるようになる。いいな。
But violence is so much fun and so much easier. Yes, sir.
いい返事だ。お前はきっと強くなる。では、仕上げだ。自分でしたことの責任は最後まできちんと取れ。
Then gave me a light push on the back.
さあ、アンズ様。
Meanwhile, Shion and Anri gave Anzu a push. Anzu? We both stood there facing each other in total silence. I knew I had to be the one to speak first. Thanks, Anzu.
ありがとう。
Yeah, remember how you used to bring me snacks? They were really yummy, so thanks.
いえ、お勉強するとお腹空いちゃうんですから。それで、その。
Yeah?
私もありがとうです。サンドイッチ食べました。美味しかったです。すごく。
Anzu. All of a sudden, the tears became pouring out. I slowly approached her and wrapped my arms around those tiny shoulders of hers. Sorry for yelling at you that one time, but I really didn't hate you or anything, I promise.
本当ですか?
Yeah, I just shouted because you had me doing something embarrassing. I need to tell you and Anri about Noroka. It's kind of embarrassing, but I want you to know more about me. Well, tell me about you too.
私のことですか?
Yeah. I want to know all about you, Anzu. I want to be friends.
私と仲良く.
Yeah. I nod and gently caress her hair. She initially trembles, but soon yields herself to me. I love your hair, your eyes, everything about you.
気持ち悪くないんですか?
No way the Aryan dream could be ugly. Sorry. No way. You don't put yourself down like that. You're very pretty.
自分に自信を.
If anyone makes fun of you again, tell me. I'll go tell him not to mess with my little sister.
そんな、でも悪いです。
I will anyway. If you want me to pamper you, just say so. If you ever need my help, just come and ask me. I'm your big brother, so it's my responsibility to take care of you.
兄さん.
Right. It was how it should have been from the very start. Sorry it took me so long to step up. Gently rubbed her head. So, Anzu, I'll always be there for you. I won't let anyone hurt you ever again.
本当ですか? 本当に甘えてもいいんですか?
Of course.
迷惑じゃないんですか? 怒ったりしませんか?
Never. I'll pamper you as much as you want. I'll do anything for you. Well, what's with you? You're such a crybaby, aren't you? That was the story of how Anzu and I finally managed to become friends. And I finally took responsibility as her brother. How I finally took responsibility. She kept apologizing to me and thanking me and mumbling and grumbling, and eventually the two of us fell asleep together. I would later learn that the reason she was bullied was indeed because of her appearance. How it all went down was a bit ironic though. One of the older kids had a younger sister in Anzu's class, and she was apparently annoyed at how all the kids were calling her hair pretty. Soon thereafter, all of Anzu's classmates apologized to her and peace was once again restored. Anzu returned to her former cheery self and began playing with all of us. Anri and I were both ecstatic about it, but that was just one tiny problem remaining. And that problem still remains unsolved to this day. Simply put, Anzu is very attention-seeking.
ご飯を食べたら眠くなってきちゃいました。ゴロゴロさせてください。
Ah, fine, come here and I'll rub your head, you needy girl.
兄さんの手、気持ちいいです。
Once the bullying incident was resolved, Anzu did a complete 180 and began fawning on me like crazy. And I spoiled her much more than I needed to close that distance between us, which resulted in what you see now.
兄さん、食後のデザートですよ。
You know what? This is actually kind of adorable, so I'm gonna take a screenshot and potentially use it as a thumbnail. Actually, I think there hasn't really been any CG to use, unless I'm forgetting something right now. Right! Made easy me. I'm stupid. That's the thumbnail. Oh my god, she has tiny little fangs! Also, the pattern on her hat just looks like someone drizzled, like the fucking... what to call it? The decoration on these fucking... I assume cakes or something, I don't fucking know. Like on top of her head. Are those scones? Actually, I remember, yeah, Tsubame tried those yesterday.
はいです。味はつばめさんお墨付きですよ。召し上がってください。
Alright,
どうですか？美味しいですか？美味しいですか？
delicious.
本当ですか？
Yeah, sweetness of the white chocolate and the tang of the cherries complete each other perfectly. Well, sister must be a pastry puffer prodigy. Here, let me rub your head.
くすぐったいですよ。でも、もっとしてください。
No, you're just a cute little thing. This sweet, overly affectionate relationship of ours continued even after we grew out of childhood. But can you blame me? Look at how gosh darn cute she is.
じゃありません。いやいや。
Oh! I mean, ah! Come on, why'd you have to interrupt our sweets time?
何がスイーツタイムですか？ゆうとさんたら妹相手にデレデレして、私も妹ですよ。
You're more than welcome to hop in my lap and join our sweets time if you want.
しませんよ。しませんとも。
Oh, I just love the way she stutters.
アンディも一緒にスイーツしましょうよ。ですからしませんってば。あんず、いくら人目がないからってくつろぎすぎですよ。本校生としての自覚を持ってください。そうは言われましても、兄さんのスイーツタッチが気持ちよくてつい甘えちゃうです。
I just realized he technically lost against those older kids. Like, he did say that they had the upper hand at first, but then got the tables turned on them, so in the end, he technically lost. Damn, what a pussy. Imagine losing when the numbers are against you. Imagine losing with an overwhelming numbers disadvantage. Couldn't be me. What the fuck am I on about? Melon's as cute as a kitten, as I can't help but spoil a rotten. Right. Oh, actually, fun thing we found out today. There's this white cat that has been showing up in on our property recently, and today we found out why. We have like this little stack of there's like a bunch of wood, and then there's tiles for roofs on top of it, so the wood doesn't get wet. And there's quite a bit of space down there. And turns out there's a kitten down there. But yeah, it turns out that this cat has actually been missing for 2 months from its owner, because we posted about it in like a group that we know that has like damn near everyone in it in the village we live near, and because of that we found out who the owner is. He came over here, and we found out that this cat has been missing for 2 years, for 2 months, because the cat has actually like 2 sisters, and all of them got pregnant at pretty much a similar time, and 2 of the 3 cats that she had didn't make it. So they kind of raised the last one together, quote unquote, but then again, eventually started like a bunch of fighting, so she ran away. And the owner came here, and he just decided to leave the cat here and asked us to take care of it until they find a new owner. Because even if he took her home, she was just liable to run away again. And you could, because this cat, like every time we actually like tried to feed her, she would immediately run up to us, but then not actually approach. And she would just like essentially like cuddle the ground, but distance herself immediately when we walked up to her. And when her former owner just came up, it took her a little bit, but she essentially just immediately ran up to him and just like fucking cuddled against his leg, and he petted her, and you really see that the cat fucking needed that. So yeah, now there is 3 separate cat groups on this plot of land. We have our own cat that's in our house, and we have the cats my grandma has now, which I don't think I actually ever posted a picture about that. Might actually post like fucking community post with the cats one of these days. And then there's the cats outside. Right.
いい加減にしないと堪忍袋の尾で締めますよ。はい。
Yes, we're very
すみま
sorry.
せんでした。
We both bow our heads apologetically. Hans has changed, but so has An, and she no longer fawns on me like she used to when we were little. I guess that's what happens when sisters grow up, but still makes me feel a little sad.
まったくもう、ゆうとさんたらあんずばかり可愛がって。
おや、不機嫌そうだね。やっぱり頭を撫でて欲しかったんじゃないか？
違います。私はああいう子供っぽいのは卒業したんです。大人ですから。
I feel like this game is going to be a very risky game for me, because at this point it is obvious that all the girls that have routes have liked him from childhood. So every single one of the girls has the potential to end up in a fucking situation that has, like, quote-unquote, the Maho effect. If you don't know, for whatever reason, because you're new here or whatever, Maho is a character in Love Triangle Trouble, Sankaku Renai. And she is the only route in that game I actually played. Because I played her route first when I tried to do the other, because like the routes are always like structured as like a love triangle. Like there's a love triangle between like the childhood friend and the senpai that just randomly shows up, and then there's a love triangle between the 2 sisters. Like the adopted sister and the actual blood related sister. And you essentially like first choose which love triangle you go down, and then you choose which party in the love triangle wins. And I chose Maho first, and then decided to go for the senpai, and I just could not enjoy the senpai anymore, because every time I played, I just couldn't stop thinking about how the fact that Maho has liked the MC since they were kids, and the MC liked her back and tried to confess to her, but because some dumb bitches decide to interrupt the confession and say like, oh, another confession to you, Maho? Well, aren't you fucking lucky? Well, not try going out with this one, you know? Don't gotta say no to all of them. Might as well say yes to like one lucky bastard just to see what it's like. So she just out of embarrassment said no. Because because of fucking course she would. Even if she said yes, at this point, it would not be obvious that she likes him back. At this point, it would just sound like, oh, sure, I'll go out with him even though I don't like him. So there was no fucking winning for her anymore. Which caused both of them to essentially estrange each other, even though both of them like each other. And like you have hints of him still liking her even in the common route. And her still liking him also still in the common route. So then just like abandoning ship just fucking hurts.
大人ね。
何ですか？
アンリ、
はい、何ですか、ヘキルさん。
頭をなでなでされると子供なの？
そうです。されるのは子供、するのが大人なのです。
するのが大人。
Hekiru abruptly stands up and walks over to me,
いい子いい子。
and then starts caressing my crotch. Oh God, what are you doing?
私、大人。だからユウの子供をなでなでする。
For this, I require the actual fucking lethal weapon. Just so you know, this isn't like some fucking toy. This is not some toy thing that you can just use. This is an actual, honest to goodness, sharp implement. It's not that sharp because it's still a machete made for hacking, more so. And, you know, this being a fucking... just crumpled up piece of paper isn't helping either. But I'd like something I can use for this. You know, let's... I guess we can use this. This is an actual, honest to goodness, just grab it properly, sharp implement. Just so you know, that she really fucked up with this one. So I say a prayer, Sekiro. I'm gonna put this away now. Actually, have to hack away at something in the garden one of these days when I have fucking time. But hey, I've got a lot of fucking time on my hands because I didn't get the fucking job I wanted! Job hunting is stressful as fuck. Any of the viewers that are still like in fucking, you know what, in fucking high school or in fucking university or anything like that, enjoy your fucking time! You're not gonna have fun once you get out into the fucking real world and have to look for a goddamn job. Fucking tell you. Man, I wish I could go back to my fucking high school days. You know what? I'm starting to see the fucking sentiment the Japanese have with their fucking folks in high school. Like, I also want to go back to that time, but sadly fucking VNs don't put me back to that time. So give me an idealized fucking reality at least. I'm gonna end up fucking stabbing someone at this rate. I'll admit, that was clever!
リンがここを触ると男の子が喜ぶって言ってた。ユウ、嬉しい？
maybe.
あ、この子、成長が早い。もう大きくなった。
Ah, stop! Don't look at me! Don't look at it.
ケノコ？
むしろキノコやな。
って昼間からなんて会話してるのよ。やらしいやらしい、変態童貞。
Can't control the kid. Who are you calling a vert?
ないわけないでしょ。私の夢を壊さないで綺麗なままのあなたでいて。
What? Okay. She asked me to keep my virginity intact. Not that I'd be able to do anything about it if it wasn't.
みんな大声で何やってるの。ゆうくんも落ち着いて。
そう。ゆうはじっとしてて。いい子できない。
She just looks over at Onity. I entirely blame you for this. You don't need to pet it anymore!
私、下手だった？
No, you were definitely petting it right. My little pecky down there loved it.
ゆうとさん、何煽ってるんですか？いや、さっきから皆さんハレンチすぎます。これ以上聞いたらお耳が妊娠しちゃうんです。
Don't talk about that. I've seen some things and I don't want to fucking remember them. Thing in question is a certain animation of a certain belladonna woman. I forget her name, but Blake's mom. And I wish to fucking unsee it. I wish to bleach it from my memory, yet I fucking can't! Ah.
このシスコン、けだもの、童貞妊娠させてたら童貞じゃないよ、泉ちゃん。
You guys really need to stop dragging this conversation out and you stop calling me a virgin, damn it.
私もアンズみたいにユウの上に乗りたい。
Stop trying to casually move on top of me! No singing on my lap. I'll be touching something you really don't want to be touching.
大丈夫。何が当たっても気にしない。
You should, Hekiru, please!
待ってください。いくらヘキルちゃんでもその席は譲れませんよ。兄さんの上で気持ちよくなるのは妹である私だけの特権なんですから。
That's not the word you're looking for, Anzu.
わかった。なら、また半分こする。ユウの上はアンズにあげる。下は私の。
What?
しょうがないですね。それならいいですよ。
これでみんな幸せ。ハッピーエンド、フォーエバー。
You're not staying on me forever, get off, damn it! I remove Hekiru and Anzu before things get even more out of hand. I just can't gauge how serious Hekiru is. Seems like she's all over me all the time, but is she just kidding around?
もうややわ。
I think I've had my route order set in my mind already, but we'll see. I'm not actually using that route guide for my first route. However, I will immediately reset if I accidentally end up on a sister route. However, if I end up on a sister route, I will skip the entire route, so I unlock the extra menu and don't have to fucking take a screenshot in the middle of the part. That has already caused misunderstandings. Mostly a joke because someone likes for part 2 I like fucking part 1 I mean I like when MC was run over by Tsubame and it showed CG with her on top of him, it, like zoomed out and I immediately took a screenshot of him of it and someone just like fucking timestamped that saying perfect. That was not my intention! However, I wish it was because that's comedy gold.
すごいな。昼間からこんな修羅場が見られるなんて。
懐かしいやろ。前は自分もこれに混ざってんで。
そうだね。昔は
ねえ、 ちょっと言うと
Ah, your breath just tickled my ear.
何可愛い声でもだいてるのよ。燃えるじゃない。
What? Okay.
それより何なのよ。
What do you mean?
とぼけないでよ。あんずはわかるけど、どうしてヘキルまで一緒にベタベタしてるの？あんたたち怪しい怪しいわ。怪しさの大暴言だわ。
Nothing. It's nothing fishy. You just,
ほら、ちゃんと私の目を見なさい。
unconsciously avert my eyes when she grabs hold of my head and turns me back towards her.
さあ、白状なさい。あんたヘキルと
The moment our eyes meet.
と
Why are you blushing?
近い。
What? She blushes and thrusts me away. What the heck was that all about? But I was a blessing in disguise. I don't know how she would respond if I explained the situation with Hekiru.
いつみちゃん、顔赤くしてどうしたの？いやね、ゆうたとヘキルが妙に仲いいから、その。あ、それ私も気になってたんだ。今朝も結婚がどうとか言ってたよね。結婚？ますます怪しいわね。まさか2人はそういう関係になったとかじゃないでしょうね。10年ぶりに再会した喜びで勢い余ってそのままベッドインしたとか。
Of course I didn't, you idiot!
ユウのベッドなら今朝入った。
本当なの？落ち着いてください。今朝のは寝ぼけてただけですよ。
そうそう、そうなる前に僕たちが阻止したからね。
まあヒカルちゃんがいればそういうオチになるよね。なんだ、結婚とかよし、スケベユータのことだから一気におめでたまで一直線かと思っちゃった。
おめでた。
赤ちゃんができるってことですよ。
それならない。
Yeah, of course you're not.
したのはキスだけ。
キス？ちょっと、さっきから本当にどういうことよ。返答次第じゃ泣くわよ。泣いていい？
Please, just calm down! Corn, I guess I would have had to tell them sooner or later anyway. I proceeded to explain all the details to them. They could have kissed me on the day we reunited and claimed that we promised to marry each other 10 years ago.
ヒュー、マジでしたんか。
I mean, my thought process is, so what? He's promised to marry what? Like, Tsubame as well? He's promised to marry multiple people. What, you're gonna have him conduct fucking polygamy, polyamory. Not, polygamy, polyamory.
やるな、ユウ。さすが学園一のインモラルファイターやで。
Who the hell gave me that shameful title?
ふーん。キス、ユウくんがヘキルちゃんとキス、やっぱり舌まで入れたん？
No! What kind of person do you think I am?
だって、ユウくんエッチだし、それくらいしても驚かないし。
Nein? Why the fuck sudden German? I assume he said like no in English, but they couldn't really translate that into, you know, English. So they used German, which they often do. Wish fucking Bravely Second did that, but instead no, they made the Moon people French.
ユウタの裏切り者、やりちん。
Watch your mouth, it's bomb. Stop egging her on.
ごめんね。よーしよーし、泉ちゃん。私のは冗談で言っただけだから落ち。
light of this chaos, it's a nice relief to see Tsubame back to her calm demeanor. It's fun to be surrounded by people who liven things up, but she's the only one I can only one I can really relax around.
ツバメ、何？怒らないのかい？ユウの唇を奪われたんだよ。
私がユウくんの彼女だったら怒ってたよ。ただの幼馴染の私がユウくんをあれこれ言う方が変でしょ？
そうかい。
She does have a point. Like, no one has any right to actually be upset with him. Not because he decided to kiss someone. Like, even there, they don't really have the right to be upset with him. But also because he didn't initiate it.
ユウくんとヘキルちゃんならお似合いだと思うし、このまま本当にゴールインしちゃったりね。
あんな変態セクマジにお似合いな子なんていて止まるもんですか？バーグバーカ！
こらこら、女の子がそんな口汚いこと言っちゃダメだよ。
だって。
Tsubame comforts Izumi, calm as can be. It's those familiar sight, so I'm not sure where this light sense of discomfort is coming from. Yeah, I think my order for this is going to be Izumi, Tsubame, then Hekiru Hikaru. Just because there's gonna be more pain in the choice for Hekiru Hikaru because it's from the past, I feel. And I feel like it's gonna, like Tsubame is gonna have more pain than Izumi, because Tsubame very much seems like the kind of person that would just silently take the pain and then they would like show a fucking scene of her like breaking down crying or something. I entirely would not be fucking surprised. Like Dojikan did something like that and I hated every fucking second of it. Hekiru is behaving oddly too. Normally I'd expect her to just grab Tsubame's hand and say something like, "Thank you, we'll be happily married soon."
まあ、ツバメの言うことはもっともね。ユウとはただの幼馴染だし、誰とくっつこうか私とは関係ないし、みたいなあれだし。泉さん、声が震えてます。震えてなんかないわよ。泉もツバメと同じ意見なのか。ユウのこともう好きじゃないのかな。ユウタのことなんて一度も好きになったことないわよ。バカまったく変なこと言って巻き込むのやめてよね。あー迷惑、超迷惑。私はバイトで忙しいんだから恋愛ごっこならよそでやりなさい。
She gets all riled up, puffs up her cheeks, and averts her gaze. Hekiru simply looks at her confusedly.
本当にツバメと泉なの？
どういう意味？
なんでもない。相変わらずわけのわからない子ね。
泉ちゃん、またそういうこと言って。
ごめんなさい。私が兄さんに甘えたことでこんなことに。
Nah, Henri is at fault for this one.
ですから言ったでしょ。自重しなさいって。
ハンズちゃんは悪くないよ。
はいです。
This is our group's 10-year reunion and things have already gotten off to a bad start. It's partially my fault, so I need to discuss this with them all. So, speaking about this whole marriage promise, do you guys remember anything? My memory is kind of fuzzy.
覚えてないな。
わいもや、二人だけの秘密っちゅうやつやないか？
私も覚えてないわね。そんなのを目撃したら邪魔した上に言いふらすと思うし。
You're downright sinister.
ヘキルさん、何か証拠はないんですか？証拠？はい、約束の証みたいなものです。日記でもおもちゃの指輪でもいいんですが、何か形として残っていれば思い出すきっかけになると思うのですが。約束の証。
そんなんあったらユウも年貢の納め時やな。
あるですよね。そんなのがあったら。あるんですか？ それがあればユウとの結婚認めてくれる？それは。
Her eyes dart around after that unexpected answer. Honestly, I'm stunned too. She presented us with evidence I wouldn't need to remember, and I'd have to give her some sort of answer. Oddly enough, I feel rather calm in spite of the whole situation. Some just keeps nagging at me.
まさか本当に証拠があるとは。
I'm still betting that it wasn't actually Hekiru, but Hikaru that he promised it to. I feel like that's going to be the reason why Hikaru changed her hair. Specifically so she could fool him into thinking that it was Hekiru, not her, that she promised him with.
どうする
That
で
he
す？
promised the marriage thing with.
そうですね。本当に証拠が出てきたら1万歩譲って婚約の事実は認めましょう。
なら。
ですが、将来を約束してるからといって恋人同士になれるとは限りません。ユウトさんと恋仲になりたいならまず私の許可を取ってください。話はそれからです。
どうして？
妹だからです。家族の問題なのですから口を出すのは当然です。
確かに昨日も言いましたが、結婚したいならきちんと段階を踏んでお付き合いをしてください。約束があるから明日すぐにゴールインとはならぬのです。
そうだね。約束は大事だけれど、こういうのは当人同士の今の気持ちが大事だし。
そういやツバメ、小さい頃はよくユウと結婚する言うてたな。
お兄ちゃん、大声で言わんといて。昔の話やん。私とも結婚してくれるって言ってたわよね。あの話まだ有効かしら。そうだね。泉ちゃんにその気があるならね。ツバメも大人な返し方を覚えちゃったのね。残念。
I do recall that. When we were little, Tsubame said she'd marry me and Izumi and mentioned that the ceremony would be in Hawaii. Wait, did I promise everyone I'd marry them? This is weird. I feel like I'm on the verge of remembering, but not quite.
誰も認知してくれない。怒っても始まらないよ。ユウの気持ちもあるし、焦らず行こうじゃないか。わかった。既成事実があれば、あとはハンコを押すだけってリンも言ってた。
She really needs to stop sharing her wisdom. Jokes aside, there is proof of the promise. It will become an established fact. If that happens, do I accept or refuse? In the case, I have to give her an answer. Even if that causes some hurt feelings.
眉間にシワを寄せちゃって。相変わらず君は真面目だね。
Huh?
そこまで急がなくてもいいよ。どうせすぐに答えは出ないから。
What do you mean?
さてね。神のみぞ知るってね。
Is it a world too? Sorry. I know the openings for The World God Only Knows are technically Oratio's, but they're still too long. Like, I love the first opening, and I wish I could just listen to it casually, but I don't want to listen to a whole ass fucking Oratio every time I want to listen to the thing. It was like this old ass fucking rhythm game that was like obviously very cheaply made, that I had on my first fucking touch screen smartphone. That had Oratio as one of the tracks. And I would always play it during the fucking bus ride. And I like fucking tried to perfect that shit. I think it also had like the 600 MD whatever it was called, theme from Chrono Trigger. Wind something, I don't remember. That one. She throws up a sardonic smile and shrugs somewhat theatrically. Maybe she really knows what this proof is. Maybe she already
では
knows.
放課後ヘキルさんが言う証拠とやらを探しに行きましょう。
じゃあみんなで。
ごめん、放課後は先輩が練習を見てくれることになってて。
貴重な時間を割いてもらっとるんや。ブッチするわけにはいかん。
そうかい。なら君たちは汗臭い青春の汗を好きなだけ流すといいさ。泉は。
私もパス。放課後はバイトで忙しいから。
そう。
Funny that I keep talking about Kingdom Hearts during this right now. Today. This just really seems like all of them need to hear like the core message for like multiple of the storylines in Kingdom Hearts. Specifically 358 and Kingdom Hearts 2. Because two of the characters specifically actually go out of their way to talk about them, like just put them into words. It's not about how it's not important how much we see each other, but how much we think of each other. Like, nothing lasts forever. Everyone is eventually going to drift apart. But even then, if we keep each other in our thoughts, those bonds of friendship will never fucking wilt. That's a beautiful fucking sentiment, in my opinion. Like, I have no contact with any of my old school friends anymore. Like, quite frankly, in a way, you could see it as quite fucking lonely. Like, most of the friends I have are over Discord and online and stuff like that. Yet, my best friend, like the one I would, like, fucking, you know, the one I would, like, call if my life was in fucking danger, is still this, my old friend back from, like, 4th grade that has moved out of town at this point, that I barely talk with anymore at this point. But I'd fucking trust that man with my fucking life. And here's the thing. Even if we hang out, it's made like... Hell, it's made like fucking just 4 hours maybe every few months. Yeah, that's... Yet I would still call this man like my absolute best friend. Last time I hung out with him was in August, I'm pretty sure. And then before that was like, I don't even remember at this point. Oh hey, Kira's playing Darktide. But that entire idea of like it's not important how much we see each other, but how much we think of each other, partnered with a sentiment that Axel shares about his worldview in Birth by Sleep, namely the fact that nothing lasts forever, same goes for life. But even if one person remembers his name, he'll be immortal, quote unquote. And that's like the only feasible way for humanity to reach true immortality, but just making sure people remember them. Both of those ideas together just make the entire story of Shion so much fucking sadder. Because, like, if you regard those two together, her death was like the truest death you could possibly have. A death where no one remembers you. Like, I forget which philosopher it was, but I remember there was one philosopher that brought up the idea that every person has 3 deaths. The first death is when the brain stops functioning. The second death is when the body is finally buried, and the third death is some point in time far, far in the future when someone says your name for the final time. And shit like that is like scary. Listen, I can be a nerd at times, okay? I get to be a nerd. Like, I actually got a little bit of fucking goosebumps remembering that quote. I don't know why. Yeah, so it'll just be the five of us. She murmurs and nods while hanging her head in dejection. Oh yeah, I should probably talk about it before someone mentioned it in the comments. I saw the screenshot from, I think, 14-bit, I think it's called. Hold on, let me check. What the fuck's it called? A 16-bit sensation, not 14-bit. It's 16-bit sensation. I saw the screenshot. I saw that there was like a screenshot of where they showed like a Draco Riot. They showed, I think, Awitori. You know what? I don't need to try to remember all of them. I can just go to the fucking Nikonion page. Oh, yeah, there we go. It had Aoitori. I don't remember these two. I don't remember that one. I don't remember that one. Then there's Hamidashi Creative, which I haven't played. No love for fucking Wagahai as usual. Then there's there's Senden and Banka. There's Rock Riot. There's Cafe Stella, there's Riddle Joker, then there's Tenchi Soulso Reboot, and finally Amado Islenauts. I actually am really interested in Amado Islenauts. People are hyping that one up a lot. I'm actually really curious when they'll finally when Nekonian. I can't really blame that on Nekonian. I should say actual Ubisoft when they'll finally finish the remake or the new engine for Draco Riot, so the actual official English translation finally releases. I do plan on eventually doing a co-host for Draco Riot, actually. I'm pretty sure that one will be back with Budded Eagle as well. Anyways, after school let out, the five of us gathered and headed to the station. First thing we do after arriving at the station is get Hekido and Hikaru to their phones. Asuden had apparently taken care of their plans and stuff in advance, so all they had to do was pick them up from the store. Considering how much of a slob she acts like, I'm surprised she's so well prepared. Well, first you need my number. We proceed to exchange phone numbers via infrared, and I see my name appear on her phone display. The way you phrase that will certainly invite misunderstandings, but sure, I'll call and text you regularly from now on. And don't take it won't take days to reach you like snail mail. You can probably hear it in my voice right now, but there's like a thin film in the back of my throat. Hold on. There we go. It should sound normal again. Oh, right. She grunts in displeasure as we exchange info via infrared. Maybe she's miffed that I took Hekiru's mobile virginity.
それでヘキルさんが言う証拠はどこにあるんですか？この先 引っ越す前に隠した。
隠したってことはタイムカプセルとかですかね。そのようなものを埋めましたっけ？
You didn't hide in the park, did you?
うん。そっちじゃない。
We used to always play in the park on the north side of town. But the direction we're headed towards now leads to the shopping district and Station Plaza on the south side. It's just supposed to be the abandoned building behind the station, but something tells me that one's torn down at this point.
街の南側は上級生たちの縄張りだったんですよね。すみません。嫌なことを思い出させちゃいましたね。平気です。昔のことですから。
そういや、秘密基地って元はいじめっ子たちのものだったんだよね。
はい。喧嘩の後近寄らなくなったので私たちの遊び場にしちゃったんです。あの子たちには悪いことをしちゃいましたね。いいんですよ。悪いことをした報いです。
アンズはその頃からみんなと遊ぶようになったんだよね。
はい。輪に入れず困っていた私を皆さんが。
Alright, I almost forgot. Whoops, I shouldn't have clicked off in that exact moment like a dumbass. Hold on.
はい。
Let me actually grab my
輪
phone
に
and I
入
can
れ
just
ず
check
困ってい
here.
た私を皆さんが
Why
温かく迎えてくれたんです。
Why am I getting a Twitter recommendation from Chibi that's just a tweet saying NO! In all caps. Oh, I see why! Twitter cutoffs! You probably said something like, I can't believe I drank cucumber juice or something like that. But, Twitter cut off anything after the U. Curdled coffee, it said. However, Twitter cut it off, so it said, I can't believe I drank k. So only said the CU of curdled. So it just looks like she's saying she can't believe she drank cum or something. And, yeah. The reaction is suddenly very, very warranted. Anyways, what was the manga? That was the manga. It's one of the animes that currently start getting actually like an actual season. I decided to read the manga instead of watching the anime because that was probably going to be faster, and I wanted to read the manga to see if the anime was going to be worth it. I'm still not going to watch the anime, but I'm going to continue reading the manga. It's the one about the fucking about the middle-aged fucking salaryman dude playing this MMO for the first time and picking useless skills so he wouldn't stand out and could just play alone, and then, you know, finding one OP combo after another, which is always a case of, yeah, okay, it's mildly entertaining when reading, but I wouldn't watch an anime for it. And let's not forget that Shangri-La Frontier is that one just better. Especially since there's an actual explanation for like the quote unquote unbalanced shit in the story. Because the person programming the balance and the person writing the story are two fucking perfectionists that are constantly fucking verbally abusing each other and are constantly fighting each other. So of course no balance could exist when the person writing the story and the person trying to balance everything are constantly in a fucking, like, at war with each other.
今の私がこうして笑顔でいられるのも皆さんのおかげです。本当に感謝なのです。
私もありがとう。
By the way, I will say that if Anzu wasn't a little sister, I would entirely go for her, just because, you know, protect the cinnamon bun. But alas, she's a sister, so no.
私もアンズと遊びたかった。お友達になりたかった。
The last little bit of wine. I missed that one.
だから短い間だったけど最後まで仲良くしてくれて。
エキルちゃん、そうでしたね。アンズの件が片付いた後、エキルさんたちの引っ越しが決まって。
I know this was what brought an abrupt end to our fun times. Because of their dad's work, the two of them had to move overseas once again.
ユウ、名前を書いて。
Maybe that's the proof she mentioned. If memory serves, these when we brought it from home. It was a few months after the height of the trouble. We took possession of the older kids' hideout and made it into our new hangout spot. Torakichi shot me with his water gun and my face got drenched. The sun was out though, so I didn't mind getting wet. Honestly, it even felt good. But I hated that I was losing so much to him. I had a water gun in each hand and aimed them at Torakichi like some gunman from an action flick. Go ahead and say praise, Torakichi. I'm dual wielding. Dual wield! I hate that voice line is from a, like, cringe-ass video where someone was trying to, like, parody the fucking Roxas vs. Sora fight.
こっちは援軍や。カモン、トラ吉軍団。
だが誰も来なかった。私、ユウに味方する。私もユウくんと一緒がいい。
なんやで、全員ユウの味方かいな。かー、これじゃ勝負にならんわ。さすがハーレムの王者ユウちゃんやで。
Why the fuck does a kid know what the word harem means? Harem. I thought I knew what that word meant.
私知ってる。パンに挟むと美味しいよ。
それはハムな。ベタなボケもたまにはうまいで。
違うよ、エキルちゃん。違うよ、エキルちゃん。ハーレムっていうのは男の子がたくさんの女の子を美味しく
ツバメ、マカ、風。なんでもないよ。私も意味知らないな。ユウくんも知らないよね。
No. I didn't really understand what was going on, but Tsubame was blushing, which caused me to as well. I was lying when I said that I didn't know. I actually did. A harem was when a guy lived with a lot of different women.
いいか、ユト。ハーレムは男の夢だ。ロマンなのだ。好きになった女をみんな幸せにできる、たった一つの冴えたやり方なんだぞ。
That was how Dad explained it to me. Mere seconds later, however, Shion walked in.
ご主人様、痛いけな少年に何を吹き込んでいるのですか？ほほう、縛られるのがお好きと覚えておきましょう。
She quipped back angrily at him as she tilted his head up with one hand.
いいですか、坊ちゃま。一度に何人もの女性を好きになるのは不誠実です。心に決めた方がいらっしゃるなら、その方にだけ全身全霊、誠意を持って接してください。わかりましたね。
What she said made perfect sense to me, but I could also understand the point Dad was trying to make. If you love them all, you want them all to be to be happy. It's only natural to wish for that. I struggled to settle on which side was right, but one thing I did know.
兄さん、兄さん。
Anzu's calling brought me out of my reverie. I turned to where she was calling from.
ほら、見てください。プールです、プール。お水が気持ちいいですよ。兄さんも一緒に入りませんか？
You know, I didn't need this, CG. Can I?
はいです。こっちに来て一緒に遊びましょう。
Hans was sitting in a small blow-up pool, smiling and waving at me. It must have come out of the shed. Not that it was relevant.
本当に良かったんでしょうか。水着とプールを勝手に持ってきて。大丈夫ですよ。シオンさん優しいですから。それよりほら、もっとこっちに寄って兄さんを入れてあげてください。こらハンズ、狭いんですからあまり暴れないでください。
Anzu and Anri bunched up together in a small pool and invited me in the open space.
準備できたです。お兄ちゃん、どうぞ来てください。
Okay. My heart began to beat fast as I looked at them in their school-designated swimsuits. Why was I so nervous? I bathed with them plenty of times and seen them both in their underwear and naked, but there seemed to be something different about this. Some sort of heat was rising in my chest and I didn't know why, but I had to describe it as something.
それが萌えという感情だよ、少年。
Oh no, she was here this early to fucking corrupt them? Aserin?
その年ですく水に燃えるとは、ゆうちゃんってば将来有望だね。
I was watching over them with clenched fists when a girl in a school uniform, Aserin, showed up.
ここで一句。濡れ水着、滴り落ちる汗と水、妹の知るプライスレス。
I'm going to beat you.
おお、胸にしみるしゃ。心が現れるわ。トラも見込みがありそうね。いいわ、奈良おじさんが君たちを立派な紳士に育ててあげる。一緒に甲子園を目指しましょう。熱い猛虎魂を感じるで。これから師匠って呼ばせてもらいます。私はベイシスターズファンなんだけどな。地元だし。
お兄ちゃんたち何騒いでるの？リン、もうお迎えに来たの？
ヘッキーにヒッキー、それにツバメチンもおはー。みんな元気そうね。おじさんも一緒に遊んでいいかな。
She loads water from the pool into a water pistol and joins in. Aserin was a relative of Hekiru and Hikaru, and she often came to pick them up on her way back from school. Well, that wasn't what she was supposed to do. Most of the time she'd start playing with us and lose track of time, resulting in her getting in trouble.
よーし、充填完了。さあ、行くわよ。ラスボスが来るで。妹防衛隊総員水鉄砲構え。迎撃準備。
Roger that! Anzu is going to turn to a war zone, so get out of the pool with Anri and take refuge somewhere safe.
行こう、ヒカルちゃん。フェザーイエロー。今こそ友情パワーを見せる時だよ。わかった。頑張ろうね、フェザーピンク。
くくく、妹防衛隊にフェザームーンか。相手に不足なし。全員まとめてかかってきなさい。この大魔王アスリンが片手でひねりつぶしてあげるわ。
We'd play together till nightfall every day, and Anzu was now joining in with us with a smile. So there was nothing left to worry about, including this annoying fly that I just fucking managed to actually smack and squish between my hands. Even Izumi, who used to grumble and complain all the time, had softened up considerably. Actually, where is Izumi? It's bad to conclude that my sister changed out of her swimsuits. Noticed that Izumi hadn't come to play with us today. From what I was told, she had to watch the house on certain days, which meant that she couldn't come play with us. Would have been a lot more fun if she was here. Ah! Oh! How'd you come from?
そんなに驚くことないでしょ。せっかく急いで来てあげたのに。ところでさっき私がいた方がって。
What are you talking about?
なんでもない。
私が覚えてればいいんだもんね。
He scratched her flushed cheek and grinned toothily. She was happy about something, but I didn't know what.
いずみちゃん、今日は遅かったね。うん。
お母さん、今からお仕事だったから。それより、来る途中でパン屋さんからおやつもらったの。みんなで食べよう。
She pulled out some baked goods from a bag she was carrying and handed them out to all of us. I got a fish sandwich.
実はお菓子もあるのよ。って数が少ないわね。じゃあこれはアンズとアンリにあげるわ。
いずみさんはいらないんですか？無理してませんか？
何言ってるのよ。私はもう大人だからお菓子なんて食べないのよ。ほら、2人でちょうど2つあるでしょ。2人で食べなさいよ。
はいです。ありがとうございます。
どういたしまして。ヘキルにはクロワッサンあげる。あんたこれ好きでしょ？
うん。ありがとう。
Izumi gave the croissant to Hekiru. She used to be someone that they used to be on somewhat bad terms, but that was no more. They got along swimmingly now.
それといいもの見つけたんだ。折らずに持ってくるの大変だったんだから。
何を持ってきたの？
これよ。じゃじゃーん。
She proudly presented a white sheet of paper to us. There were all sorts of difficult kanji written on the back of it. I didn't know what it was all.
綺麗な紙でしょ。これもヘキルにあげるわ。
私に？
うん。あんた絵上手でしょ。これに絵を描いてよ。
わかった。リクエストはあるの？
そうね。じゃあ、私たちを描いて。今からポーズ決めるから。
なんやなんや、面白そうやな。ワイも混ぜろや。
ひかるちゃん、一緒にフェザームーンの決めポーズしよう。
あ、ヒカルばっかりずるい。私もツバメちゃんとフェザームーンする。
ほな、みんなでムンムンポーズ決めよな。
はいです。私、そういうのはちょっと。いいから、アンリもするですよ。みんなですれば楽しいですよ。アンズがそういうなら。
ほら、ユウタもポーズ決めなさい。
Want me to do the feather pose too?
そうよ。文
Feather moon
句あ
pose
んの？
too.
一緒にしたいの。一緒にしたいの。してください。してくれないと泣くわよ。
Ah, please don't cry. Izumi had been talking to me a lot more recently, though she wasn't being mean to me anymore, so I had nothing against it.
なにみんなしてポーズ決めて。って、あれ？イズミン、その紙どこから持ってきたの？お母さんのタンス。あー、ゆいばしさんちの。これまた微妙なもの持ってきちゃったわね。この紙がどうしたの？これは婚姻届って言ってね、好きな子同士が名前を書いて永遠の愛を誓うものなの。
好きな子同士が名前を書いて永遠の愛を誓う？
And thus the entire room was suddenly filled with predators. Why are you all looking at me?
いい？この紙はイズミンのママにとって大事なものなの。だから
ユウ、名前を書いて。
What's going on?
ユウくん、一緒に名前書こう。
あ、ユウトだけずるいわよ。私も名前書きたい。こらこらチミたち、おじさんの話を。
アスリンさん、愛を誓うのは兄弟でも大丈夫ですか？
まあそうね。アンジーたちは血がつながってないからセーフだと思うわ。
You're at fault for the fucking incest routes! Okay, I'll stop. Also, alcohol starting to
私も名前
hit.
書くです。抜け殻
ます。
自分らだけずっこいぞ。ワイも言うと幸せになるんや。
Sorry, I'm not weird like you.
またそれかいな。
言う名前を書いて。
Oh, sure. I wrote my name down. If I wrote my name down, we could all be happy together. Shion told me that I should set my sights on one girl and give my heart to her. Dad said I could love multiple girls if I wanted. Which was right, which was wrong, that was all too complicated for me to sort. All I knew was one thing. I loved all my friends. I wanted to live happily ever after with them. There was only one thing to do. Takakura Yuto, eternal love. Bit kind of weird though, so I'm gonna pledge to be friends forever. After declaring that, I inscribed my name onto the paper. I wanted to stay together with all of them. I didn't want to have to choose. I couldn't. If I did that, someone would inevitably cry, and I didn't want to see any of the girls that I liked cry. Come on, everyone, write your names down. If you do that, we'll be together forever.
みんな一緒。嬉しい。じゃあ次、私が名前書くです。私も。
ああ、用紙がぐちゃぐちゃに。私知らないと。
Eventually, we'd gotten all our names written down on the marriage registration form, or whatever it was. We all crammed our names into a single box, so the paper looked downright awful. However, there was now tangible proof that we pledged to be friends forever. Not long after that, we got word that Hekido and Hikado would be moving. We vowed to reunite one day and hid the proof in our secret base. Once they returned, we'd all go on a treasure hunt to find it. That was what we promised. I remember now. Is that the thing you're looking for? Is the thing you're looking for that marriage registration form we signed?
婚姻届。あ、あれですか。
うん。あれ。
あれですか。
やれやれ。そんなことだろうと思ったよ。
So you already realized.
ああ、思い当たるのはそれくらいだったからね。でも、あの婚姻届は遊び半分で書いたものだ。もしもあれを証拠として言い張るなら、ユウはみんなと結婚しなくちゃならなくなる。それでもいいのかい？
What you say, yes?
いい。
Yep.
いいの？うん。みんなで幸せになっちゃダメなの？ダメに決まってるだろ。ああ、驚いた。日本じゃ中婚は禁止されてるんだ。道徳的にもありえない。
そうです。二股三股なんて非道徳的です。
そうなの？でもユウはあの時みんなと誓った。みんなと幸
I don't
せ
know,
にな
slap
る
on
っ
my
て。
thigh. Weird fucking thing I did there. Well, we were kids back then. Can't follow through on a promise like that now for a whole host of reasons.
そうなの？
She cocks her head at me quizzically. Like Heikidu stated, I chose everyone when I was younger. Because of my childish logic, I came to the conclusion that I loved everyone equally. Now that we're adults, I know I have to choose. That's what vexes me. I don't know whether I should acknowledge my promise with Heikidu or not.
ねえ、ユウは私のこと好き？
Yeah, I like it a lot.
本当？じゃあ指切りして。
What are we gonna promise?
うん。大きくなったら。
I don't know why, but this feels like a situation that's similar, not exactly the same, just similar to Trillion God of Destruction. Where the first time you play this, you're gonna choose the character. You have like a choice of 3 characters to choose. And of course, you're gonna choose the character that you like the most at the start. So you're gonna choose her, you're gonna play the game, and eventually comes the moment when, because you can only flee from Trillion, I think, 3 times. And afterwards, you have to stay and fight. which it is actually impossible to actually kill Trullian on the first attempt. So the first person you choose is guaranteed to die. And since you chose the character that you like the most, you're gonna be fucking devastated. However, let's assume that you heard about this and you decide, you know what, I'm just gonna like pick my least liked character instead. Pick my least liked character, play as that one, because I know she's gonna die. Well, the game is a fucking master at making you like the characters. So you choose a character you didn't like from the get-go, but by the time she dies, you really fucking like her, and you're gonna feel horrible anyways. You wanna know the worst part? In order to get the best girl's ending, you have to kill everyone. Because she's the last possible character before the quote-unquote true ending. Pain. Anyways. Right. That was a flashback. That wasn't from when we all signed the marriage form. Hold on.
大きくなったら
I recall making some separate promise with her. But I feel like there's one incredible important detail I'm forgetting. Yeah, that she's Hikaru. Why is my memory so fuzzy?
ここで帰りませんか？どうしたんだい急に。例の婚姻届が証拠にならないなら探すだけ時間の無駄かなと思いまして。探す。ですが、あれがないともう一つの約束を果たせない。もう一つの約束ですか？うん。泉に頼まれた絵描いてる途中だったから。
Oh, is that the thing you mentioned yesterday? Never managed to finish the picture. She never managed to finish the picture she was drawing on the backside of the form due to the sudden move. I remember the frown on her face as she reluctantly gave it to us to hide.
絵を完成させたら泉も喜んでくれるかも。そうしたら前みたいに仲良くしてくれるかも。エキルちゃん。あ、そろそろ目的地に着くんじゃないか？そこの角を曲がればすぐだったよね。
Huh? Is that where it was? That's not what I remember it being. Maybe it is. I feel myself getting lightheaded and stand where I am in a daze. Why I can't go any further. Alarm bells are sounding in my head. How? Why did I forget something so important? That place, our secret base is now.
行こう、ヒカル。あ！
In an uncharacteristic move, Hekiru pulls on Hikaru's hand and runs around the corner in double time. We quickly follow after them. It's not there anymore.
これは。
Hekiru and Hikaru abruptly stop in their tracks. A huge shopping area stands before them. This is what happened to the secret base we used to play in.
ここどこ？間違えた？合っています。7年前から再開発が始まって、当時の建物は全て撤去されたんです。当然、私たちが秘密基地にしていた。なくなった。はい。全て、そんな。
She looked up at the towering building with abject sadness.
変わらないものなんてないか。
Hekiru gently puts her arm around Hekiru's shoulder. Hikaru gently puts her arm around Hekiru's shoulder. Even her usual dignified voice sounds feeble and weak now. After that, we took Hekiru and Hikaru back to Osarin's house. The shock was so great that Hekido remained silent the entire way. His usual emotionless face hardened to the point of looking like a mask. I still feel depressed after dinner. I'm still feeling depressed after dinner. I decided to head out at the courtyard and gaze at the stars. But no matter where I go, I can't escape it. Even if I shut my eyes and look up at the sky, Hekido's face always pops back into my mind. Maybe Andrea was right and we should have just left before going there. If only I'd realized sooner. But the fact remains, I'd forgotten that our base was even there. That's so awful of me. I'm filled with self-loathing and my chest aches. Mood. I'm constantly full of self-loathing and my chest tends to ache every now and again. My hand also hurts right now for some reason. After they moved, we became so lonely that we stopped playing at the base entirely. Years passed, and the city continued developing. Landscape had changed so drastically that I wholly forgot what part used to be our secret base. But I have to remember, your memory of this town hasn't changed in 10 years. I had no idea that the city wasn't what it used to be. Nothing lasts forever. I muttered the words Hikaru had said. The pain of those words caused my chest to tighten again. I pledged that we would be friends forever. Yet I forgot I'd even written my name on that paper. Depressing. Forgetting that is akin to betraying the trust they placed in me. The vision of Hekido's somber face pops up in my head. Apologizing won't fix this. I need to do something to lift their spirits. Something.
兄さん、
なんぞ。
こんなところで何してるんですか？春とはいえ、夜は冷えますよ。
I have trouble sleeping.
そうなんですか。私と同じですね。あ、クッキー持ってきましたよ。食べますか？
Sure, thanks.
ハーブティーもあります。リラックス効果のあるカモミールを入れてみました。
Oh, thanks. You're so nice, Anzu.
くすぐったいですよ。
I tussle her hair and to convey my gratitude. And I take the cup and sip on the tea as we stand side by side.
今日は空気が澄んでますね。星空がよく見えます。
Yeah.
私、昔よくここでヘキルちゃんと夜空を眺めていたんですよ。星座の見つけっこをしたり、お星様の絵を描いたり、短い間でしたが、本当に楽しかったです。
I bet.
お星様って不思議ですよね。10年経っても位置は変わらず、ずっとそこにあるんです。
Well, to be accurate, they do move around and disappear.
兄さん、ロマンのないこと言わないでください。
Sorry. But yeah, I guess there are some things that don't change.
はい。あるはずなんです。私はそう信じています。
That's not the right train of thought, though. Things change. Everything is in constant flux. The moment things stop changing, it just turns into stagnation, which is just bad. Things have to continue changing for them to not become foul. We both sip from our cups as we gaze up at the sky.
兄さん、もっと近くに行ってもいいですか？
After all, even still water can start to rot. There we go. Tried to say something deep there. Sure, don't be shy. Come cuddle up to me like you always do.
では、お言葉に甘えまして。
She gently smiles and nuzzles her cheek against my arm. It's the silent night. The gentle warmth of Anza and the herbal tea soothes my body and soul. Still thinking about Hekiru?
どうしてわ かるんですか？
Pretty obvious. Feels like your mind's been somewhere else this whole time.
さすがは兄さんです。叶いませんな。
What do you think we should do?
そうですね。お友達が悲しい顔をしてると、私も悲しくなると言いますか。どうにかしてあげたいんですけど、何をどうすればいいかわからなくて困ってると言いますか。
Yeah, it's not easy.
ごめんなさい。言葉にするの下手で。
You're fine, I got the gist of it. But is he gonna want to do something to make her feel better?
はい。たとえおせっかいと言われても、私はお友達に笑っててほしいんです。ですから、兄さん、
Like a back party?
私
Welcome
に
back
力
party.
を貸してください。私のわがまま、叶えてください。
Anzu. She stares pleadingly into my eyes. She shouldn't have any reservations about asking me. Wanting to help your friends is a perfectly pure motive. If you're the same way, I want to see Heki to smile. To me, she's someone who's...
やっぱりダメですかね。
I'll gladly help you. I'm a big brother, so it's my job to assist my sweet little sister with anything she needs me for.
兄さん。
In exchange, I want you to help me too. We're a bit short-handed.
はいです。何でもお手伝いしちゃいますよ。
Thanks. Let's go to my room and begin our strategy meeting then. I'll keep you up all night, baby.
いやいやいや、エッチなのはダメですよ。
Aw, come on. At least let me put the tip in.
ちょっとでもダメです。ノーモアエロス。
No more Eros! Another death on the front lines. She follows me in a somewhat huffy yet jovial mood. Moment around won't get us anywhere. It's time to do something about this. It's time to find something that truly does last forever. Clover days. It didn't happen a few days after Hikaru and Hikaru informed us that they would be moving because we're gonna be stopping the party. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time. Bye bye.